It is what it is. Hello there and welcome to Stewart in British Columbia. The drive was really nice, the scenery was beautiful, the weather not so much. As you can see, I'm wearing my gloves. The downside, besides it being wet and cold, is that a lot of things are closed as well for the visitor center here in Stewart, as the tourist season has come to its end. The reason we're here, a couple, of course, besides the beautiful area. Stewart is located at the Pacific Ocean. Stewart is also located next to Hyder. And the only two things connecting Hyder and Stewart are a road and a border. So in order to get to Hyder, you need to cross the border back into Alaska. There are a couple of glaciers in the area. There's also a place where the bear go for salmon fishing. Apparently there are still some bears to see here, so we're gonna go to see if we're gonna see some bears at the fishing observation center. Right now we're at a nice boardwalk, which we're gonna do. We're gonna see if we're gonna get some dry or catch some dry moments or some sunshine moments and show you some of the beautiful area here. And after that we're gonna be on our way to Vancouver, which is another 2-day drive. For now we're gonna wait till the weather settles down and explore Stewart and Hyder. And of course it's too bad about the weather, but we can't really complain. We've been driving for 3 months into the late summer and so far we have had beautiful weather everywhere we went. The last week of September, a bit of rain. It's okay. It is what it is.
Things will get better. Things will get good. Things will get good.
Good morning and welcome to the Salmon Glacier. It is chilly. It's really cold. As you can see our vehicle right there, last night we boondocked here. Now I'm going to show you on the map, we really are in the middle of nowhere. If you pass the viewpoint of the Salmon Glacier a little bit further, about 10-15 minutes on the left, there is an exit. You can take a road down here, is a platform, a plateau, you can park your vehicle. And right behind me is another trail, apparently you can do it with a car, to get to the toe of the glacier. Now the road down here wasn't all that friendly, so we're not going to risk a no 4x4 car in the rain on that road. We're going to hike it. I am going to bring my drone despite the rain. Hopefully it's going to clear up like it did yesterday afternoon. We're going to get some spectacular views. So with that being said, and before we're getting all too wet, let's go to the toe of the glacier and see if the trip is worth our while. So we've been wrongly informed. First of all, we had to cross two rivers. We took off our shoes and socks and brought a towel. It's really cold. Then we walked for another while. I'm happy that we didn't take our car. Even with a 4x4 it would have been a challenge. This road does not take you to the toe of the glacier. It takes you to another plateau in the middle of nowhere. However, it does take you to some spectacular views of the glacier from above. Enjoy. So first of all, the answer is no. You can really not go there with your car. I even wouldn't do that by the 4x4. The condition is terrible. However, I was curious to see where this road ends, because it continues. Checked out, there's the road down there, and it actually goes all the way to the glacier. So we're gonna see how far we can go, and I think it's really worth the trouble. So let's explore a little bit further, and hopefully nothing goes wrong, because we're in the middle of nowhere and nobody knows where we are. So a little bit of excitement, part of the adventure. Goes to show that this is definitely not a road for vehicles unless you have a really heavy 4x4 or something similar. If you overlook that way, you can see the road continues all the way down there. So I don't know if it really is going to the toe of the glacier or not, but it seems like a very steep hike, a very dangerous and slippery hike, even if it wouldn't be wet, which it is right now. We call it quits. I think from here we got a beautiful view. We're going to go up the Salmon Glacier Viewpoint later on as well. It's not that we don't want to go back down, but we also need to go back up again. It's misty, it's raining, it's cold, it's wet. It's a great adventure, but I don't really think it's worth the risk going all the way down there. It might look close in the camera, but it's not as close as it may appear. It's quite I think, at least an hour to get down there. And then we have to go all the way back up. It's already been a half an hour, 45 minutes walk from our vehicle, which you also have to go back up. So I think we're gonna enjoy the views along the way back. Unfortunately, no drone day today, but you never know, it might drop later on. For now, enjoy Salmon Glacier, and for sure it is definitely worth going to Hyder, going to the Salmon Glacier. The road towards and back is absolutely spectacular, especially with good weather. So make sure not to miss out. Wow. The Salmon Glacier, located about 25 kilometers north of Stewart, British Columbia, and Hyder, Alaska, is the 5th largest glacier in Canada and one of the largest easily accessible by road. It is known for its breathtaking views and high elevation point of 1200 meters. Good morning or good morning for me. Welcome back to Stewart in Canada. Now, that really was amazing. We had waited the entire day for the mist to clear up for us to see the glacier, and it wasn't until 4:30, 5 o'clock before it actually did. We were able to fly the drone. I was super excited for that, and right after that it started to get dark by the time we were finished. We decided to drive back, so by the time we got into Stewart, that was absolutely pitch black. Anyway, that's all for us for Stewart and Hyder. Of course, the towns are really nice to see with good weather. We haven't had good weather in the last 3 days. It's been raining and mist. This is the driest we had so far. Vancouver is about 16.5 hours drive from here. We're first going to make a pit stop in Smithers, stay there for the night, fill up on groceries because there's no big groceries stores nearby because we are remote. So that's enough chit chat. We'll see you on the road. Of course, it's going to be some spectacular views on the way, or at least I hope so. We're heading south to our final destination for this trail of the trip. Vancouver, here we come. Up. And away! Alright, celebrate the small things in life. We are about to witness something really special. 99999 is not German. Our vehicle is about to pass the 100,000 miles. The last 14,000 miles are ours, so not all the credit is to us. So 100,000 miles, up to the next 100,000, but that will be for the next owner, not for me, I hope. And let's celebrate 100,000 miles and counting! Whistler, Squamish and Fraser Canyon. Those were the last 3 pit stops on our tour before heading into Vancouver, where we were going to take a long, well-deserved and well-needed break to edit out our videos and get everything on the rails before we continue towards Argentina. However, play some sad music. Right now it's the end of September and that means it's also the end of the season. A lot of things are closed. A lot of visitor centers are closed, a lot of camping grounds are closed, but also a lot of tour operators and other places. Like for example the 2 mountain peaks in the gondola and other related tours here in Whistler are closed as well. The winter season will start the 21st of November, which is in 2 months, so we're really in between those 2 places. Unfortunately for us there's not much to do here in Whistler at the moment. Of course you can bike and hike, but it's raining. And it's going to be raining the entire week. It's the end of the season, so from rain we're going to go into the winter. Also, there's no place to free park here in Whistler, overnight parking. We thought there was, but there is not. We got off with a friendly $0 warning ticket. To take you out in town right now for a stroll in the rain is not really worth it. To wait out for the rain to stop is not really worth it. We have decided to leave it as is, as everything is closed. Go to Vancouver, do our thing, and on a better day, or later in the season, or in the spring before we venture further towards the States, we can always come back to Whistler, Squamish and Fraser Canyon on a better occasion to give a better impression and better things to do. That was my speech for today. Right now we got I think it's an hour and a half drive towards Vancouver. Our final piece of the road, our final leg of this road trip before our first big stop. I got my coffee, I got my gas, I got my water, we're ready to go. Up and away to Vancouver, and we see you when we get there.